So unlike the recent Tomahawks that I've handled where it's full tank construction. Welcome back to Rolando Estocada. My name is Rolando, and for today's episode we're going to be unboxing the Empress Tomahawk from Wingard Wearables. And this is a special request from one of our subscribers. His name is Guido, and Guido sent me a very impassioned note about how much he loves Wingard Wearables. And one thing I've noticed about Wingard Wearables is that the people who like them really like them and really like their designs. So I ended up reaching out to Zach Wingard. Zach is the founder and proprietor of Wingard Wearables, and he ended up sending me the Empress Tomahawk. And a little background on Zach: he is an avid student of American natural history and Native American history. So a lot of his tools that he has designed is more along the lines of Native American weaponry with regards to how they adhered to natural history, specifically American natural history. Really well packaged, and there it is, the Empress Tomahawk for all of us to see. And it looks like he didn't just send me the Empress Tomahawk. Looks like he sent some swag and a nice note. Oh, and some instructions. I think that's going to be very cool. Is there anything else? Oh, yes. It looks like, and I remember this, that every Empress Tomahawk from Wingard comes with an Empress trainer that is made by Chris at Volpe's Training. And Volpe's Training is known for exact replicas of the tools that they're replicating for training purposes. Let's read this nice note. Your Empress Tomahawk is cast from high-strength silicon bronze in Lancaster, PA. Hey, Lancaster, PA. The handle and wedges are straight grain hickory from Pennsylvania. Your Empress was hand-finished in Landisburg, or either Landisburg or Landenberg, PA. Be edgy, Zach K. Wingard. If you have any questions or issues, please contact us. And there is the email there. And some tips to throw your Empress. So I'm going to see if I can get this set up here. So now let's take a look at the design specs. These are really helpful. I'm glad that he included it. So you have the front piercing blade is streamlined for penetration and extraction in flesh and bone-like material. The resin fills space between inside of the eye and handle to eliminate gaps. The talon of the blade to hook and tear. Yeah, that I can see. The handle is at optimum grain geometry, charred and rubbed with boiled linseed oil for a highly water-resistant finish. Water-resistant is a very good thing. Scarred gill lines for texture and shark-like aesthetics. Pretty cool aesthetics. Shaped like a shark head and comes to a concentrated chisel tip. And I saw one of his videos, and he did make mention of the puño function of it. The spike curves to conform to your waistline for comfortable everyday carry. And you have the cross wedge and the front spike shaped like a megalodon shark tooth. Oh my god, that sounds really wicked. So the first thing I notice when I pick up this Empress Tomahawk is how light it is. And compared to most of the Tomahawks I have handled, main reason for it is that it is not full tank construction. So as he mentioned prior, the head is actually made of silicon bronze. And that means that it is just the head that is made of that material. The rest of the handle is made of hickory. And that hickory construction means that this is wood. It doesn't go all the way through. So the bronze doesn't go all the way through. So unlike the recent Tomahawks that I've handled, where it's full tank construction made of ADC RV2 steel, what you're looking at here is far more traditional relative to the kind of tomahawks that were done in the past, specifically in Native American cultures. And just by holding it, you can see its dimensions. So just to give you an idea, that's my forearm there. So it doesn't quite get to my elbow. So it's relatively short and very light. And some things I want you to take a look at. This is the Megalodon tooth, and from what I've seen of Zach's videos, I mean, it's really good not just for penetration of soft targets, but also the extraction piece. So one of the things that's rather tricky when it comes to the chopping geometry of an axe or a tomahawk is that it's designed to chop. And when things chop, they tend to just get stuck into the target. It doesn't really matter what the target is, but especially if it's a soft target, it tends to get stuck. And what he has done and demonstrated in his videos is that from his soft targeting purposes, it penetrates very easily and retracts very easily as well. Something that I want you to also be mindful of is that although this is made of silicon bronze, the top is not sharp, but the bottom is quite sharp. And as he mentioned earlier, that hook, you see how it curves in? So this is a righty Empress Tomahawk, so it curves in so that if you're carrying it, if you're a righty, you'll carry it on your right waist, and it will curve along your right waist. So the concealability of it, the ability to wear it rather comfortably is mostly because of how that hook adheres to the contours of human physiology along the waist. And let's take a look at the handle here. It actually feels really good in the hand. This texturing here is very cool, relatively informative and educative. That puño though, oh man, that one looks like it means a lot of business. So upon first impression, just looking at it right now, I think this is one of those tools that the more time I spend with it, the more I know I'm going to appreciate it. And I've had a chance to move with it a little bit, and I already have some ideas because of how it behaves, how it's balanced, and the construction of it. I have a pretty good idea of how it's going to move. I will say this, that since it is designed specifically for warfare, soft targets, so it's not, you won't necessarily, for example, you know, with some of the recent tomahawks that I reviewed, they have armor piercing capabilities, whereas this is designed more for soft targets because it's done in a more traditional manner. And that's still cool because I think it's important because we're not necessarily going to run into people with armor per se, but I think from a defensive tactic, I think this is very practical because you won't need to carry something really heavy or somewhat relatively overbuilt because this will do the job. Now let's take a look at the trainer. The trainer is very interesting and very well made. This is made by Chris at Volpe's, and I really like the feel of it. And the interesting thing is that in terms of weight, they're relatively the same, maybe a slightly heavier along the tip, which makes sense. But in terms of overall weight, they're roughly the same. And that's the good thing to make note of. And one thing I'm rather critical of when it comes to the making of training tools. In terms of weight or even weight distribution, they're not the same. So we're setting up the wrong motor control patterns for training with it because by the time you use the actual thing, it's going to be slightly off. What I like about these two is that this is light. This is roughly the same in terms of weight. So I think training with it is going to be very good. So in terms of partner drills, as far as solo drills are concerned, I think safe to say that this is going to be the one I'm going to be training and using with. So far, so good. I like everything about it so far. And so now I'm going to put together the video in terms of the martial movements and applications. Thank you for letting me share this video. Stick around, stay tuned, more videos to come.